Hi, how are you guys? I'm Lori LaRose. I have active stamping here on Facebook as well as on YouTube. I just posted, so I do say subscribe over on my YouTube channel. A, that would be fun. And B, I hesitate to say it though because I'm still sort of in the midst of I'm not in the routine. So last night, for instance, instead of getting off here very nicely and posting last night's video over, I actually posted 3 or 4 from 2 weeks ago kind of thing. And, excuse me, I didn't even post yesterday's. So I've got yesterday's downloaded though. Anyway, so if you subscribe, all of a sudden it'll be like, Lori posted a video, Lori posted a video, and you'll be all excited. And there it is, it's 6 weeks old. Anyways, it's not like that's that important anyways. So actually it was interesting. I've been a demo for 23 years. And as I was coming on today, I'm like, oh yeah, what am I going to do today? What am I going to do? What are the demos that know what's their inspiration? Especially many of them plan out like a week, if not 2 and 3 weeks in advance. A couple demos do a whole week of one suite. So that actually plays on itself. When I started 23 years ago, I did samplers, they were called, ideas of cards. And we'd have we made a little booklets, and they would be like, we'd make 12 cards from the same set just to show you why you needed the set, because there's 12 different things. So I totally agree with that. And you kind of roll with it. Okay, I'll do this one. Oh, and as you're doing, you spend the few hours and you do. Myself, doing these each night, I'm like, I look to the clouds, I look to my flowers. I think, creativity for everyone. Stamp and Style is definitely a group you should join. There is lots of jumping off points from there, if not from somebody else's ideas that they've used. Maybe also there's a color challenge. So that being said, yesterday I did last week's color challenge. Today's is Melon Mambo with watermelon. Oh, maybe I have my watermelon down here. I feel like I took the watermelon set upstairs. So we have curated wonderful stuff for several years, all 23, and I am all about let's use it. Hi, Keisha. So I highly recommend hanging out with us if you also have a lot of Stampin' Up! Stuff and are curious how to use it, because you will see many different gals using many different things if you are hanging around enough. Anyways, okay, so that being said, there was a watermelon several years ago, maybe only last year, during Celebration. I understood that there was going to be a whole bunch of Celebration stuff on sale. There is a clearance rack update, and I saw one, the seagulls, mine, those seagulls. There is no words that say mine. I have an itchy lip. What does that mean? I'm going to kiss a fool? Itchy palms, money, itchy feet. What is itchy lips? Some people will say start of what are those, cold sores? I have not had one, so I doubt that's what it's going to be. So yes, the seagull didn't actually say mine, which is sort of sad, because that's well, they probably thought they were impeding on copyrights or something. But I didn't see any others. Anybody else see any other celebrations in the clearance rack? It's not called clearance rack anymore. Last chance list. There was a couple, I felt like maybe a couple of the things were marked down a little tiny bit more, like the eternal calendar, I always call it. What's that called? The calendar that you write everybody's birthdays on, and then each month you just turn it over and you know everybody's birthday kind of thing. Great idea. And you decorate it. And it's just down to $17, I think, or maybe even $13. Like, it's very, very affordable at this point. And so if you had been spying at that, maybe even to have that and do something different with it, but use all the stuff that is with it to make beautiful cards, because it's pretty greens and golds and stuff. It's really, really nice. Toadstool DSP. Oh, a few DSP, the Toadstool. That's right. But I'm guessing it was about $13. And I didn't look at how much. I think they said, was the seagulls about 16. So I'm from Canada, if I didn't say that yet. But yes, so that's all I saw so far. But yes, I totally forgot that the toadstools were a celebration as well. And maybe there's some sequins. I did actually wonder if some of the sequins, and I think some purple ribbon. So I don't know why I actually thought it'd be like celebration stuff from 3 years ago. But now that we're not doing celebrations anymore, starting sometime sooner than later, if you buy a minimum amount in each country, you will be able to purchase a special set. I think it's $5, but more details to come on that because I think it's starting in September or October. Okay, I'll pop you down. I am not sure. Oh, yeah, you know what? I did see the flower DSP. Now that you're reminding me, that's true. But anyway, so yeah, I'm kind of excited. Celebration definitely had its course in my career of Stampin' Up. I remember my very first Stampin' year, 23 years ago. It was crazy, but I was hitting like something like crazy amounts of money, and boxes were coming in up to the roof, and I was like, this is crazy. And my hostesses, because we did parties and I had hostesses, and the hostesses are like, you're giving me too much stuff. And I'm like, well, that's what they tell me to give you. So it was kind of crazy. But back in the day, they were fun. And just these last few years, I'm really glad that they reassessed it. I think this is going to be kind of neat because the idea was that during January and February, it was very quiet and that boosted our stuff. But now all we do is buy. So, okay. Oh, it's a secret still? I didn't think it was. Oh, wow. If you know it, it's not that big of a secret. I don't mean that meanly, but just strictly demonstrators are not supposed to, I'm probably not supposed to post anything, but I can talk about it. I don't know. Good thing I don't know any details because I would tell them. All right, I'll pop you guys down. Oh, it's a secret. I'd have to read my literature. So last night I was making this exactly, was last week's color combination. This week, oh, how did that work, Keisha? Did I just pick up, was it only Summer Splash? And yes, probably it was only Summer Splash, which is this greeny kind of color. And I think I went wild with the idea that I knew I wanted to use this old set, Days at the Beach. And so then I probably added in my extra colors. In my mind, we had multiple. I haven't glued this down, but I actually really think I will. I actually really ended up really liking this. Around my house, when the girls were making cards, I used to always say, just leave it for 24 hours. The card fairy will come and you'll love it even more. I also managed to make these guys okay. And they're shimmery. Woo woo. But I wasn't sure if I should. I like that things are grounded. And even just together, I might even do some sand or something. But he's like flying in the air, which actually almost could be like that was flying off in the thing. Somehow or another, I do like it over on this side though. But I had it down there. It's okay there too, but I kind of liked it up in the air. If you have a, thanks Keisha. And I have such a large audience, so then we're okay every which way. Wonder when they're releasing that news. Anyways, this one I thought I did really clever coloring. Keisha, did you applaud me on my coloring? This one is kind of cute. And I have something to tell people tomorrow night. So tomorrow night is Wednesday, and we have a weekly Zoom for a membership group community that I host. And so does Keisha actually help me very much with that as well. I have a piece of tape here on my desk. And yeah, I actually have to say something to that. Okay, so today, it is still summer. It started to rain finally. But not. So it still hasn't rained, so I can't do raining. We're trying to make hay here. I am a farmer. We have a bison farm in central Alberta. And, do you know, I wonder. So this set here is from a stamp set called Along These Lines. I don't think that's already on the last chance list, is it? Golly gee, I made 2 cards so far. Actually, I lied. I made 3 cards. I made 2 different cards with this guy. One where he's sitting like all plain Jane, and one where he's surrounded by flowers from another set. Keisha has used this a few different times for sure. It could almost already be gone to the next little world. Oh, this is the flowers that I used right there. Those flowers. I put around that darn dog. So that was good. Maybe I'll just talk for 10 or 15 minutes. I do think it's fun that when I look up about 15 minutes in, people have stopped by and are actually looking for a few minutes. They know that I won't call them out because I'm too busy coloring. And they want to check and see, what the heck is that girl doing now? And most of the time I'm like, I don't even know. There's a thing called Sweet Blooms. I love the words on that one. And there also is a sale on these colors, actually. That's a good segue. So there is a in color sale, and I think it might be 15% off inks and ink pads, probably papers and ribbons of these guys. Also on the Last Chance, the ribbons, I don't know what the new ribbon is, but the last year's ribbons of these colors are all like $7 and $8 a roll right now too. So that might be something that you'd be keen on. You know what? This one caught my eye. I'm going to take a little peek at it. I'm going to, what am I going to figure out what to do? You're seriously the best. Oh, not Melon Mambo. I am going to pull out Misty Moonlight and stamp this in a Delft kind of a thing. Delft, you say? What does that mean? I don't even know. I don't even know if I'm using it right. All right, let's pull it out. Let's see what it does. It will be, oh, okay, not Misty Moonlight. Let's use, where is my Misty Moonlight? Did I use it yesterday? So Wednesday nights are club night. You can join. September or August is just starting, and it's half price deal. So $25 instead of the $50. There is weekly Zooms. They are recorded. So I'm just looking for my Misty Moonlight. Where is it? Oh, I love Misty Moonlight because it's just very, very classy. It's a very classy color. So shy of using that, let me get a piece of white paper, Anne. But yeah, so that, a private Facebook group for you to hang out with us. And you know what? I'm going to, no, that's not summery enough. What is another classic color for us? Old Olive. I love Blackberry Bliss, but it's awfully dark. Melon Mambo won't look right with this particular one. Smoky Slate. I just did the black and white card. Oh, here's my Misty Moonlight. Woohoo! Do you know what? I was making a card on Sunday or Saturday for a friend, and I used Misty Moonlight. Oh, yay. I'm so excited. Keisha's just told me that this set won't be on the Last Chance for up to the year. Woohoo. All right. So you'll see more of this one because it's around for a long time. I envision some of this stuff. Look at this cool set. And the tiger could be behind that. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to put that together so I remember to do that down the road. I'd like to pretend I make notes, but really, as you can tell from me floundering around right now, I'm like, oh. Excuse me. Okay, so I was seeing this just stamped multiple times. We had another set a while ago, like years ago, and it was quite fun. Can I tell you another story, actually, as I'm not even finishing the first one? Okay, I'm just going to use those two. I was just looking up at my wall of cards. What was that set called? I feel like I didn't even take it upstairs. I feel like I really, that I like it lots. But it was all leaves, all leavery. And it was such a pretty one, and we often did it in 2 tones, and it was so pretty. Okay, I have to tell you, I was out walking, and yesterday I saw some, and they were orange, and they were like really speckled like that. Not polka dotty. They were white. No, they were orange with big white blobs on the stamp, on the mushroom. Kind of, you'd almost think ick, except they were so cool that they were not ick, if that makes any sense. Today went back past the same spot, and what had been, oh, I haven't used this one yet. What had been about, what had been a mushroom about this big and totally cone, a total cone, like totally like that, had grown to this big, but also had opened up and literally was open this big and flat. Again, that brownie color and a whole bunch of these white spots, more pushed in now. Totally looked like a sesame seed bun for your hamburger bun. So Keisha, you might have been like, hey, I could do my bistro, except it's really not available, but like that stopped me with my anything. Anyways, the bistro burger was awfully fun one for people. And excuse me, that could be your guys' challenge to do something like that. Okay, I have a situation here. I find that a lot of our stamp sets are very juicy. This has a slightly different color on it, but okay, I'll be really good and I'll clean that. This is my little hack. I don't know if other people, I feel like other people do this. I don't know if I saw it somewhere. I believe it's my own. It just always felt like there was just a little bit too much right on the surface. I think I saw once to take like your bone folder and scrape it. And then you had this bone, like all that ink, and it was like, that seems wasteful. So I think somewhere along the line, and maybe I saw somebody else do it, or maybe somebody saw me and they have a bigger online presence and now all of a sudden they're the ones that are doing it. I don't know. I'm just totally teasing. Anyways, this is called like distinctive, although they don't call it that anymore, but it's got all sorts of layers on it already. So it needs not bubbly ink or else it doesn't work. I'm just going to stamp that. Look how pretty. Look at, see? So I knew it was going to be gorgeous. So I'm just going to do the whole thing, a background. And I'm going to go with the biggest one first. It's always a good idea to stamp your biggest one first. I did stamp on the edge. You should always stamp in the middle and work out, but not quite in the middle because otherwise it'll be really too symmetrical for the idea of random stamping. But, oh, this is going to be gorgeous. Wait for it. Watch. Watch how pretty this is going to be. Ta-da! Oh, well, I did. You know what's bad? That's okay, because I got to use some words. But I did when I looked at it, I thought, did I get the ink on there or not? And I did not. Like you can see clearly there's no ink right there. So that's okay. You know what? It's not too late. I'm going to start on the other side. Okay. Instead of reaching over constantly, I'll do it on this side. So now I know it's very, very inked. So that's perfect. So I'm going to stamp that. Ta-da! And I will stamp it again. So when you're trying to random stamp, if you turn the paper instead of your ink pad, you're in nice stead. And I obviously am being overzealous. I'm lucky I have just very little halo there because it could have been worse. Okay, and then I'm gonna, oh, what am I gonna do? So that's not kind of random stamping because I'm being crazy, but that's okay. You are allowed to design as you go too. Does anybody remember what that stamp set that I'm meaning is? Okay, so this guy can come in here. I'm going to do it this way. Now I could do this. I'm going to do it all the same color, but I could do this like balmy blue, say for instance, and that would be very pretty as well. And I'm going to stamp this guy back in here because I like the fullness of that. And this guy here, and this guy over here. And then I'm going to bring in this guy, I think the tips of him in the corner here. Nice. And also here. Oops, did you see that hesitation? Bugga, 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 bugga. All right, so now that gives me some room for, and I can do this any which way, of course. So you decide that as you go. And I am not doing it the way that I originally started it, so that's cool. I am going to bring in just a little tiny bit of leaves down here as well, because I feel like it needs some. Oh, I'm totally hesitating there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to have this. I'm either going to do a horizontal card this way, or I think I'll do it this way. Ooh, that's so pretty. Okay. Let's clean this up. Look how pretty that is. One ink pad, one stamp set, one piece of paper, and I'm going to rock this world. Rock this world. Okay, Keisha wipes her stamps. I throw them on the ground for another day. Okay, I am going to probably just stamp a saying in here, and I do need a wonderful, you know what? I love this just saying hello, so I think I'm going to use that again. Where that came from, no idea. If somebody knows, let me know and I can put it away someday. I think I'd love that, just saying hello. This one I do use, so I make cards with kids in my schools here, and we deliver them to the seniors in senior apartment buildings. And I love the just saying hello, because what do you say to a total stranger? Like, you can't say, oh, you are loved. I mean, you can. You totally can. I don't really like saying that. Like, I think that, so my kids actually say that sometimes. You're super special. You are loved. They will actually write that. We have a couple Catholic schools here or whatever, and Christian schools, and so they will say Jesus loves you to the people, and so it's all good. But anyways, I love just saying hello. I think that's really, really good. Okay, so last time I nailed the cutting on this, and then I ended up having to fit it on here. This time I think I've got lots of room. And I think I would like to have some extra stuff. So I'm going to go totally monochromatic though. So I am going to cut this. Maybe shouldn't have done that. And I think I have to go along the bottom too, which makes me sad. Hang on, I'm going to go and do this properly. I'll be right there. Hi, Kathy. You're catching me live for real. Woohoo! Kathy, spit it out, Lord. Kathy watches my replays more often than not. Hey, Kathy. Yay, this is going to be totally straight. I'm so excited. It worked out perfect. I wish, oh, I just about chopped off the hello. I wish I could have showed you sort of what I did. I will pretend this is the cutter. So I was able to line this up on my railing, like from here to here kind of thing, right? You have little guard railing. And so this is a good hack. That's why I'm sharing it with you. So I was able to cut it, chop. Then I turned it and I could rest this against the edge, right? And I was able to cut off a flat edge. Now this becomes a flat edge because this was crooky-eyed and just barely slanty, right? So then I could use this edge to be able to make this a nice tight little, and I only had, that's how much, but it just needed not cut there, but basically down here kind of thing. And then I could cut off this and that. So if one side can get straightened out, you work yourself around to the side that you really need to straighten out, and that's a little hack. I don't know if that's helpful to you or not, but there's my hack for you. Okay, so I could just put that on there. That's fine, but I think it does need a little piece of blue. I am going to close this now so things don't fall in there. I could add like some sort of little flower or something. I could totally, and I'm totally pretending and teasing, but I could totally add a little, I'm totally teasing, but I'm a gooseball. Okay, so I could bring in a different color blue, and that would be very pretty. If I do that, I do want to mat this. So I'm working off of one that I have here. Oh, and I can back up now that I'm not teaching anymore. I could do some little neat thing where you just have something like that. Sometimes that's kind of fun. Actually, that's really fun. Instead of having a full mat, I do think I need to put something underneath this guy. So I'm going to go over and grab some stuff. Some Misty Moonlight. And I'm actually going to... Oh, this is fantastic, you guys. Okay, help me if anybody knows this. It's like a rope. And this set supposedly has a rope in it. I'll show you again. And then I'm going to get a little piece of Misty Moonlight here. So I 100% Misty Moonlight. Come on, baby. Misty Moonlight. Here it is. I want to have just a little background. I have a scrap pile. Do you guys have scraps? Not a pile. I'm actually pretty good. Well, no, I'm not. I like to pretend. I have a file of all the different colors. Okay, so this, can you see that? This was like a nautical something or nothing or something. I don't catch you live. This is a bonus. Aw, thanks, Kathy. I can't remember what this was called, but so I have a Tupperware. This is a good idea actually for you guys. Now, you know, some of the reason I have this is because I'm a wiener head, and I don't put my cards together, but some of it's not because of that. So I have like this kind of a thing, and I have several cut pieces kind of ready to go. So some of them already have textures, and a lot of them are the right size. So then sometimes I can just trial and error. It could also be the start of something, you know, oh, I know I have those trees and I'm giving this to George. He'll be so happy with that kind of a thing, right? But that is sometimes why I cannot remember. And I don't think the things have, I don't think the embossing folders have their names anymore. But anyways, this ropey thing is kind of cool. And is it too small? No, it's perfect. So the sad thing about this is, as cool as it is, and it's definitely good. Now, question for you. Should I do it totally and I will go and get a proper background? But I'm just wondering, should I do it totally or should I add in a color? Oh, that's not going to work. So this is here. Okay, I will go and cut this so it's the right size. And I'm going to grab a Misty Moonlight base. As well as, you guys have an idea of a different color that you think would be nice? Like maybe craft. What's this called? Not creamy caramel either. Crumb cake. I saw this. That's why I started telling you that story about the mushrooms. Oh, and I sort of showed you this. But yeah, so anyways, that's my... I love this card. This might have looked really nice behind it too. It's a texture. This one's an older one too. I think there's a newer texture. There really is a birch bark tree kind of now, a birch tree. This rope, I'm going to show you the stamp set so that you know that I'm not a nut. Well, I might show you the stamp set. So the other thing I was going to try and tell you while I was trying to sell you on my Wednesday nights, because Keisha helps keep me on track, sometimes it's organized. Where is that set? Oh, darn. My computer's making a horrible noise, and I don't even have it on. Sorry, I actually thought a tractor was driving by. I'm trying to look for where I put my empty case. Anyways, Friday nights when I lose things, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I was trying to tell you that when I lose stuff, you guys get the bonus because you can play a drinking game with the rest of the crazy crew. Right, so I'm just measuring this one. I'm reading what they say and I'm adding an 1/8 of an inch to whatever I just read. I hope it helps maybe sometimes when I explain what I'm doing off camera. So I literally measured this. Pretend that you can see numbers. But I literally measured this. And then I added that little tiny bit. Right, this little tiny bit right here. And then I put this in and I chopped it. And then I measured it this way. And I was very lucky. I don't know how it happened. But basically, I was on the lines. Like I'm at 2 1 1/8. So now this is 1 1/4. Yeah, totally. This is 1 1/4. So I got really lucky. All right, I did not grab the other thing. I was too busy talking. Okay. Does anybody write what an extra color? If anybody would like to see this on a certain color, do you think something would be fantastic? I am going to pull over a Misty Moonlight. Misty Moonlight. Now, Misty Moonlight, I have paired up with pecan pie. So maybe that would be a nice color. Let's see. Be a brown color. I don't know. All right. So if this gets popped up, this is so pretty. What an easy card, but pretty. I think we might want to add, so tone on tone on tone. That's kind of nice. I almost feel like I might not need to, well, yeah, the texture. Kind of good. Okay, this guy here. Good gracious. So I was out gardening today and I was cutting branches. and they were flying all over, and my hand was just and catching things as they were flying in the air. I was quite proud of myself. I gotta be proud of myself because nobody else is around to be proud of myself, right? I think I prefer the blue if I'm going to go a different color. What do you guys think? My lighting's really bad. Sorry. Yeah, I don't, that doesn't do it for me. So that's a no. I could do, let's get a white one in here for a second. White might be kind of cool. White's kind of refreshing. Oopsie. So white, sorry, I'm just going to zoom out a little tiny bit more. A little tiny bit in because I don't like that. This right here. So white. And the reason I pop this underneath, if you're wondering, is just because then you see the dimension a little tiny bit, because I will pop it up. Or blue. Blue on blue. Oh, I kind of like the blue on blue. It's really hard to see though. Can you see it? In real life, it's very pretty. Or a little bit of relief from the monotony. I kind of like that one too. Hi, Betty. How are you? Are you home? Now I might go back to the white. Anyway, so there's, this is going to go there. Now, I can do a couple different things. This is totally the wrong color, and I don't even know. Do we have Misty Moonlight things? But a little bow, totally 100% will go there. Not that color. People are tuning in and going, what is she thinking? Even if I had to use, I do have a navy blue, and I could totally use that. What's this one? Is this actually Misty Moonlight? Aha! And it's one of my very favorites. And it's brand new. That's impossible. Look at this. Is one of my very favorite ribbons. It ties like a dream, and it's actually Misty Moonlight. Let me make it happen here. Hang on. Come on, little ribbon. Get off of there. Oh, did I cut that? Well, I can't believe that. What are the odds? I am opening this exactly, like just by chance, right where that is. No way. That's weird. I love when weird things like that happen. Okay, like get rid of that because you're like, what? Okay, I'm home for a change. Yay. Is anybody voicing in on whether I should put this on blue or white? Any talks? Anybody saying anything? Am I missing that one? No opinions? Okay. Boy, this is going to be nice. I wonder if a double ribbon would be nice because it's very plain otherwise. Let's do it. So double ribbon, I actually literally double up my piece, hoping that I hit the right side. Ooh, maybe not. I have to go a little bit wider. This is a lot of ribbon. I should one time take a measure of how much ribbon it is so then you know. It all depends on the thickness, but let's see what this looks like. Come on. Oh, sometimes this works so good and sometimes not. Hang on a second. I'm going to do a little tiny bit more than that. Okay. Last try. Otherwise I give up. You guys are like, you can't give up. Yeah, I can. I can do whatever I want. Ha ha. My husband was trying to tell me when I wasn't eating my crust yesterday that all the vitamins are in the crust. I just gave him a look like, whatever. I'm a big girl. I don't have to eat crust anymore if I don't want to. Well, I think this is going to be nice. I'm a little sad this is not quite as long as I want, but oh. Hang on. Come here, you. I'm not sure what I think of the double tail, but I like the idea of the double this, I bet. Let's see. Otherwise, I will have a heck of a time making 2 ribbons out of this. What do you guys think of the double tail? I'm not going to fight this one too much. I'm going to pull this out a little bit more. Nice. Okay. I like them all, but white's my fave. Yeah, white was kind of fresh, hey? This one, in real life, actually, if you were here, if I can tilt it more, this one's not bad. But totally lose this.
on there. So I think that this will be nicer. I agree with you. I like this one too. This one was interesting, but then when I started doing the other ones, I'd rather do it on white than that. And I like that I get to cover up my boo-boos here. The serendipity of it. I'm just going to glue this down because then I don't have to keep playing with it. I don't know if I'm on here or not, but I'm just putting some glue on the white. I won't glue all of it down, but because who would I be if I glued everything? Oh, I was thinking, who was I watching the other day? Oh, Keisha. Keisha does lives on Monday morning at 10 Pacific. Is that what it is? And she glues everything. God bless her. I glue very little. And she glues it nice and straight. But I did notice when she was gluing the one layer on, she was like me. And you want it to be perfect. So she actually holds it like this and looks at it. And she's very, very good. I am not going to glue this down, but you definitely need to see the dimension, because otherwise it just won't look good. And then that'll be it. We'll wrap up. Except I really wish I had the, like, I don't know where, oh, here it is. Yay. So again, using textured notes. Excited about this. Did anybody remember what this rope was called? I don't know if you can see it, but it's a rope embossing folder. I feel like it was from like an ocean one, you know what I mean? Like it had a boat in it or something. And that plays in quite nicely because of the textures, right? Ha ha ha. So anyways, only Stampin' Up! People would think how clever that is. Totally have a nice little hole here that I can add my little thing right in there. Okay, I think I might go back to a single bow. But anyways, and then I need to push it up and over because of that. All right, ladies. Doo-doo. From nothing to something in whatever time it is. All right. Thank you, Kathy, for giving me the approval of the white. I agree with you. I think that's the very nicest. I will be back. We'll definitely be back for cocktails on Friday, I think. And you know what? Then I'm gone. I'm off to Ottawa, you guys. So make sure you tune in on Friday night. Live at 8. It'll be great. And then I will be gone. Carrie's holding down the fort here and feeding the dog. Me and my oldest daughter are going to Quebec. We're going to the Saguenay. Chicoutimi Raceway. Anyways. All right, you guys. Thank you very much for hanging out. I will talk with you later. See ya. Bye-bye.